seen me do this exercise hundreds of times. It's a single arm chest press. In reality, it's a trunk stabilization and a six-pack ab exercise. And here's why. The chest press is going to create a horizontal vector, which is going to make our trunk have to learn how to handle decelerating lumbar extension. You know that our abs, the role of our abs is to stabilize and control our center of gravity. Well, it just so happens that our low back is the focus of that center of gravity. So essentially what you could say is your abs role is to stabilize your low back, and you would be correct. Now, the key is, how are you going to train them to become good controllers of your center of gravity and, more importantly, your low back? Well, you're going to start with isometric control, because with isometric control, all they have to worry about is stabilization, and they don't have to take on the role of momentum or mobility or anything else. They just have to worry about isometrically controlling. So a single arm chest press with a hold is a great way to go ahead and start working your trunk. The heavier and more aggressive this resistance is, the more aggressive your trunk is going to have to work. So you can always load up the band, but the other key is that you're using a horizontal vector. The horizontal vector, if I turn sideways, you can see how it's going to create extension. Because it's only in my right hand, it's also going to create some transverse planar rotation. And depending on where I place it, it might even create a little bit of lateral flexion control. So that's how you're going to start, by getting isometric control. Now you want to add in mobility. Well, very simple. Just start doing a chest press, because that's going to add mobility of your upper extremity moving, which is going to result in your trunk having to learn how to control. You could even let yourself rotate just a little bit, which is going to add even more mobility through your trunk and teach you how to go ahead and stabilize with mobility. So first you get isometric control, then you want to add in a little bit of mobility by letting your trunk move or by just letting your arm move. Either way, we're adding in mobility. Lastly, we want to start integrating, which means we want to go ahead and get everything working together from our toes all the way to our fingertips. Best way to do that? Add in a step. So now, instead of just the isometric control, instead of just the chest press, we're going to add a step, and we're going to work on adding a step and becoming integrated. What this is going to cause is it's going to cause your entire body to start working together, but more importantly, it's going to cause the lower extremity, upper extremity to start moving at the same time. That's going to result in your trunk having to learn how to control those two movements. It could be a step and push. It could be a step and push this way. However you want to do it. This would be the most unique way to, or the most efficient way to do it, because it would be like punching. But you could also go ahead and use the opposite, the same side leg to move. My suggestion is go with what's most efficient, which is a step and push. All right? So real quickly in summary, isometric control. Add in some mobility with your push. And then add a step in, so you have to learn how to bring your lower body and your upper body together while your trunk is stabilizing the center of gravity, more importantly, your low back, effectively. And that's how you're going to develop a six-pack ab that's going to work for you.